Hey guys, I have decided to make today's video because I recently saw a comment about COVID saying that COVID isn't serious anymore. It's 2025 and the pandemic is over, and that COVID is basically as common as the common cold now, so it's not serious anymore. And I just think that is a load of misinformation, and I want to talk about it. COVID is still very much around and it still kills people. Even the common cold still kills people, and so does the flu. I don't like how people so easily dismiss this as if the common cold and the flu aren't serious conditions, and even though most people can just get through them without serious consequences or any complications, there are still people out there who are immune compromised, and if they catch something like this, they could have severe complications or they could even potentially die. And that is something that is alarming and concerning, and a lot of us should care about that. We should not want to spread our germs to these people so that they could have long and as healthy as they can lives. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of people have the thought process that if they're fine and their loved ones are fine, then they don't really have to think about the fact that their germs may be spread to others who won't react as well. A lot of times, it seems like people just seem to think, oh, I'm fine and my loved ones are fine, so I'm still going to go out and do whatever I want without wearing a mask, whether it's the cold or the flu or COVID, whatever it is. People still go out while they're sick and they don't wear masks, and they're spreading these germs that can then get people who are immune compromised very, very sick. And I think that we should care more about these people who can get very, very sick and have severe complications, because they deserve to have healthy lives. They deserve to be cared about, and we should take precautions to prevent them from getting sick, because these are people in our community. I mean, they aren't supposed to just stay inside and keep themselves hidden away forever. They should be allowed to come out and do their shopping as they need to, or whatever. And when we become sick, we should make the choice to stay inside, or if we absolutely have to go out, we need to take the precautions to make sure we don't get other people sick, such as wearing a mask, using hand sanitizer, or washing your hands more. Don't touch your face, stuff like that. Most of the time, if you leave your germs behind where someone immune compromised will get them and they take them home, you will never see the reaction that their body has to the germs you left behind. It's just something that you will more than likely never have to face the consequences of. You won't see what the germs you've spread have done. And that is something that a lot of people should honestly think about more. Because even if you don't see the consequences could still be pretty severe depending on who picks up those germs. And so I truly think that we all need to still take precautions when we are sick. If you feel sick, don't go into work. And if they try to insist that you come in while you're sick, either make sure you get that doctor's note somehow. I know that's hard for some people. Or if you absolutely have to go into work, like I said, take all the precautions you can, like wear a mask, take hand sanitizer with you. I absolutely would never go into work sick, but I understand that unfortunately with some jobs, that isn't an option if you can't get a doctor's note. So, like I said, please just take the proper precautions if you can, because every little step as a precaution is a step towards someone's genuine health and longevity of their life. And I genuinely think that all of the steps to take as precautions are worth it to give that person the better life that they truly deserve. And in my opinion, taking those precautions can be a little bit inconvenient sometimes, but it is still so worth it, knowing that I am spreading less germs and that there is less of a possibility of me getting someone severely sick like that. I never ever want to get someone severely sick like that. It is one of my worst nightmares. Even if I would never see the consequences of it, it just makes me feel so awful to think about getting someone so sick that they could have severe complications or end up in the hospital or even potentially pass away from an illness that I've spread. That is not something that I ever want to do, and so I really want to try and take all precautions that I can. And unfortunately, seeing some people in America talk the way they do, it seems like a lot of Americans don't take these precautions like they should. And I am trying to advocate that we all should start doing this more. We all need to start taking the precautions when necessary, because spreading sickness doesn't just get immune compromised people sick and potentially ruin their lives, but you are also just spreading sickness that is then getting harder to get rid of. That's why we still have COVID, is because nobody took the proper precautions at the beginning, and it was spreading so quickly that now, yes, it is as common as the common cold, but it was never supposed to be. If we had taken the proper precautions, we could have eliminated this, or at least gotten it down to a very minimal amount of infections, and unfortunately, it blew out of proportion, and now the country has to deal with it as a yearly thing, basically. And unfortunately, that is just something we're going to have to deal with. But in my opinion, we really should be taking the precautions every year with the common cold, the flu, and COVID, that if we get sick with any of these illnesses, we should be wearing our masks when we go out, and try not to go out if you can. If you are ill, try to stay inside. And if you can, try and stay inside until you're not contagious anymore. I know that is hard because some people, like I said, still need to go to work or still need to go get their groceries and such. And I understand. So, like I said, please just wear a mask and use hand sanitizer, whatever you can to just minimize the amount of germs that you may be spreading while you're sick. And hopefully that can just benefit everyone in the long run, because no one enjoys being sick. I just really can't stand when people are extremely dismissive about COVID now, as if COVID isn't serious anymore, when it is still very serious. People are still dying of COVID, and that is something that we can try to prevent and try and lessen the amount of deaths from this illness. But unfortunately, it's just not a lot of people in America seem to take it as seriously as they should. And so that is why I'm making this video. I'm hoping to get this out there and tell you guys, like, hey, this is still pretty serious and we should still be doing something about it. We should still be taking it as seriously as we can, and we should still be talking about it. We shouldn't just be pushing this under the rug and pretending like it doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have for this video today. I just wanted to talk about how I felt and what I was thinking about the whole situation with COVID lately, and how a lot of people don't take it very seriously. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if you guys have noticed this as well, and noticed that like some people just aren't taking COVID as seriously, let me know in the comments, because I have just noticed like a really big uprise in people just seriously dismissing the whole idea of COVID, and basically just accepting that it is now a yearly flu-like thing that we get, and they seem to have forgotten that it is actually very serious and can really harm people and potentially even kill people. And that is just so unfortunate that people seem to have forgotten that so easily and so quickly, because this is still very serious, and I really wish that people understood that. But anyway, that's all I have for this video, so thanks for following along with this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!